It's easier if I just do it myself.
Obviously.
39 day, 39 day, 39.
$82 sushi delivery.
Treat yourself.
If you loved me, you would know that I loved my smoothies and that I would want more of the protein powder.
I've had to pee for the last 3 hours.
I can't start a movie if I don't know how it ends. I can't live with the suspense.
I could see little things on there.
I've been scrolling for 10.5 hours and I had no idea.
We all have bad habits. Mine may or may not include never closing any of the kitchen cupboards or any cupboard really, biting my nails, and then not filling up the Brita filter, just putting it back in the fridge totally empty.
So I wanted to explore the worst habits for each Enneagram type to see what we can learn from that.
If you don't know who I am,
Hello, my name's Abby, and this is my channel all about discovering your personality so that you can be a better you.
I put out new videos every Thursday, so subscribe if you want to be notified of new content.
Let's start with the worst habit for Enneagram type 9. How long have you been here?
An hour.
No, because I left for a hike like early this morning and you were in the same position.
You already went on your hike?
And I came home to shower and then lunch and then a doctor's appointment.
What time is it?
5:30. I've been scrolling for 10.5 hours and I had no idea.
What were you looking at?
A little of this, a little of that.
Do you want to see a kitten crawl out of a laundry basket? It's really cute.
Duh. When I asked you guys what your worst habits were, one of the most repeated ones for type 9s was scrolling. 9s are particularly vulnerable to this bad habit because scrolling mindlessly is a really easy way to numb out. And oftentimes 9s are working so hard to keep the peace, not just working outside, but working in their minds as well, that they crave relaxation and rest. Unfortunately, our phones are so addictive and they give us this like faux feeling of rest while actually just decreasing our self-esteem and our attention spans.
Other honorable mentions for type 9 bad habits were procrastination, living out of a laundry basket, and never telling people exactly how you feel.
Now let's talk about the worst habits for Enneagram type 8.
Do you need help? No, I got it.
You sure? It looks really
No,
heavy.
really, it's easier if I just do it myself.
Yeah, your way seems way easier.
I got it. Ooh, it's a one-person job. This doesn't make sense to do it with 2 people. You wouldn't understand how to get it back up the stairs.
Type 8's collective worst habit was doing everything yourself. When your core desire is to be in control of your own life, it can be really difficult and vulnerable to give up control to somebody else. 8s will tell you they often do things themselves that could have been delegated because they just feel like they can do it better. Other honorable mentions for type 8 bad habits are everything needing your opinion, staying up too late, and making assumptions about people. Now let's talk about the worst habits for Enneagram type 7s. Man, $82 sushi delivery?
Treat yourself.
By every Sarah J. Maas book ever written.
Treat yourself.
Beyonce has a concert on Friday?
Heck yes, we're going. We're gonna treat ourselves.
Type 7's worst collective bad habit was treating yourself 7 days a week. 7s fear being deprived. To combat this core fear, 7s try to fill up their lives with these stimulating experiences. So Elsa Ruck commented on my YouTube community post, and she's a 7, and I wanted to share her post because I thought it really encapsulated this feeling. She said that her bad habit was indulging in eating or shopping until it feels icky because you're not dealing with the root problem. I think that more than just indulgence, a 7's bad habit is burying the real stuff, their feelings. You know, feelings can be difficult to deal with, but at the end of the day, they are necessary for growth and self-discovery. Other honorable mentions were feeling let down when other people aren't as enthusiastic as you, saying yes to all the plans, but then like overcommitting, and then also having lots of clutter as you move from hobby to hobby. Now let's talk about the worst habits for Enneagram type 6s.
Wait. Does this end well, or do I need to go get tissues?
Just watch it and you'll see.
Definitely need tissues.
Did you Google it? Obviously. I can't start a movie if I don't know how it ends. I can't live with the suspense. The whole point of watching the movie is to watch the movie. Oh. Type 6's worst collective habit was the uncontrollable urge to know how things end. You know how Enneagram type 1s have an internal critic? Well, I learned from Beth McCord of Your Enneagram Coach that type 6s have an internal committee of voices telling them what they need to do better and what they need to fix. If 6s are in an anxious state, they're gonna find it difficult to do anything without knowing what the outcome will be. Other honorable mentions for 6s were picking skin, procrastinating, and not prioritizing self-care. Now let's talk about the worst habits for Enneagram Type 5s. Oh, you're reading how music works.
Rereading, actually.
You finally gonna write that album you've been talking about?
I'll get to it.
As soon as I figure out exactly how this guitar was made. How does it do that? Type 5's worst collective habit was researching something extensively and then never doing anything with that knowledge. 5s long to approach life with all the tools that they need. But if you know a 5, you know that their idea of all the resources and tools they need to deal with the world look very different from every other Enneagram type. 5s can get so caught up in the preparation of the thing, they never actually get to doing the thing. Other honorable mentions for Type 5s were having motivation for everything except for the things that you actually need to do, overthinking, and running late. Now let's talk about the worst habits for Enneagram Type 4.
My New Year's resolution is to go to bed at a more regular time.
How's that been going?
Turn 30, 1990. 39 day, 39 day, 39 day. Not well. I went to bed at 5 a.m. this morning, and the night before that, I went to bed at 9 p.m. I confused myself.
Type 4's worst collective habit was never going to bed on time. 4s are creative, and I'm not saying that all 4s are artists. I'm saying that you are built creatively. And it can be really difficult for creative people to stick to a schedule. So I wasn't surprised that poor sleep habits were brought up for Type 4s because I can see how having a creative mind and having a lot going on can make it hard to stick to a regular routine. If you are a 4 who sticks to a sleep schedule, please put your tips and tricks in the comments down below in case 4s are watching this and are like, I do this, I need help. Other honorable mentions for Type 4s were being envious of other people's highlight reels and like doing a lot of like Instagram comparison, initiating drama just to feel something. Am I the drama? I don't think I'm the drama. And obsessively ruminating on times you've been hurt in the past. Now let's talk about the worst habits for Enneagram Type 3.
You good?
Yeah, just working on my script for this week's video.
You're doing this little dance.
Oh, I've had to pee for the last 3 hours.
What are you waiting for? The bathroom is right there.
Not till this is done. Type 3 time. Now, this wasn't a collective habit, but I received a DM from Storybook who said that her worst habit was never going pee until she's like finished doing a task. And I am a 3 and I do that. It's a terrible habit, but it's even worse for your urinary tract. I've never said urinary tract on this channel, so that's a first. Other honorable mentions for worst habits for Type 3s include making extremely unrealistic to-do lists and then beating yourself up over it, taking criticism real badly, and also having like a running to-do list in your head for your roommate, your partner, your family members, just kind of like this little critic who's always like, they should be doing this, they should be doing this, because 3s also have that in their head for themselves too. So, but yes, those are all my bad habits. So I'm just being real exposed on this in this video.
Hey, can you help me unload the groceries?
Sure. And don't put my protein powder away though, because I'm gonna make a smoothie.
I didn't get protein powder.
Didn't you see that I was out, that I need more of it? That's like my favorite thing every day.
Did you put it on the shopping list?
I didn't need to, because if you loved me, you would know that I loved my smoothies and that I would want more of the protein powder.
Contrary to popular belief, I am not a mind reader.
You should be with me. Type 2's worst collective bad habit was expecting people to read my mind to know what I want. If 2s deny their own needs and put all their focus on other people, they're going to have resentment that bubbles up because their needs aren't being met. Honorable mentions include nail biting, people pleasing, and codependency. Now let's talk about the worst habits for Enneagram Type 1.
I just washed those.
And it's so nice that you tried. It's just that they weren't really clean. There's I could see little things on there.
Do you do this every time I do the dishes?
No. Yes. Type 1's worst collective habit was jumping on mistakes. Type 1s want their world to be perfect. They want things to run according to the way they think it should be run. And so if it's not, if there are mistakes happening, 1s are gonna micromanage and they're gonna make sure that everybody else is following their inner belief system. Other honorable mentions include needing help but refusing it, kind of like Type 8s, starting sentences with the word actually, and the inability to relax. If you want to watch the worst jobs for each Enneagram type, click here. If you want to watch what YouTube thinks you'll like, go ahead and click here. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks to these awesome patrons for supporting the channel, and I will see you in the next video.